City. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Ron, what's going on?
All right, first we're going to start with the breed of the week, and that is, can you say it? Try saying it.
Cordon Bleu. What is it called?
The Coton De Tulear.
That dog we're going to talk about.
So, all right, if you know what a Bichon, here, do this one. You know the Bichon, right?
I think I do.
The whole name is Bichon Frise.
Yeah.
So can you say that one?
Bichon Brichet.
Brichet. One of those things. Okay, so the Bichon, the Coton is related to the Bichon. Visually, the difference would be you'd notice that the Bichon's going to have curlier hair. The Coton is going to have longer, wavier hair. They're both white and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of gets a picture in some of your heads. If you're trying to figure out what the nut are we talking about, you can go to petlandiowacity.com when you get a chance, not while you're driving. And then go to, puppy breeds at the top of our website. Yeah, puppy breeds. And then tool down through the alphabet, Coton De Tulear, starts with a C, and click on it. And that's what I'm going to review right now. I always love to review breeds with all of our customers because this is what helps you understand, do I have a connection with this breed, with this puppy, with this dog, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, I find history fun as well. It's more of a later in life thing. Jerry, were you interested in history when you were younger?
100% yes.
Really?
Yeah, I used to read a bunch of World War II books.
Oh, my goodness, that was really good of you.
Yep.
I was not that one. I was riding bicycles and skateboards and all that kind of stuff. So I'm catching up. All right, let's read a little bit about the Coton. The Coton de Tulear is the French word for, what is Coton French for?
Nut.
Cotton, like the name suggests, the most conspicuous feature, that's an interesting word to use in this way, feature of the Coton de Tulear is its coat, which is cottony or fluffy rather than silky. It has a long top coat. The fluffy hair covers the thin, lightly muscled forelegs. I like that, lightly muscled. It's a dainty little thing. Colors come in white and black and white and tricolored. White is preferred by the show breeders, but we are here. Petland's all about pets, so we'll have the other colors because I personally like something that's unique about your dog and everything, and so we'll find the different colors and stuff like that. Some have slightly yellowish markings on the ears, which is interesting. When I read that, so does the Maltese, and I've always wondered what would bring you'll notice it on white dogs. Their ears will be just lightly brown, like almost you can't tell. But I've always wondered, what is it that in the past on those breeds brings that out? Temperament of the Coton. This is a typical Bichon type dog. Very friendly, gentle, affectionate, and alert. Cotons are very sociable dogs that get along well with children, other dogs, and animals. Very attached to its home and master, wanting always to be in their presence and trying to be best to please. The Coton makes a great watchdog, full of tricks and surprises to fulfill his master's every wish. One of their most enduring traits is a tendency to jump and walk on their hind legs. This is actually same thing with the Bichon. That's why in the past, I haven't been to a circus in a long time, but you would see them as circus dogs because they would go up on and walk and pop on their rear legs so easily. Their teasing expressions enhance any home willing to spend a few moments a day in the necessary play and grooming routines. It is a longer haired breed and a non-shedding breed. Technically, there is no such thing as a non-shedding breed, but this is a lower shedding breed. So you're going to have to do a little bit more grooming. The Coton learns quite quickly, but can be a little bit stubborn without the proper leadership, which I think would be true for all dogs. They are intelligent and eager to work. Make sure you are this dog's firm, confident, consistent pack leader to avoid small dog syndrome. Jerry, do you have that?
Small dog syndrome?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Human-induced behavior problems is what small dog syndrome really is. Always remember, dogs are canines.
The Psychology Hour with Positively Petland Show.
Be sure their natural instincts as animal. Be sure to meet their natural instincts. I think it's called potty training, maybe. I don't know. All right. So the size of these guys, 10 to 12 inches at the shoulder. tend to be around 12 to 15 pounds. Apartments are great for this little breed because they'll get all their energy out in your house, but then they can go for the walk and have fun too. Fairly active indoors. So this is, and I don't know if I would say any puppy is really a lap dog at the beginning, but at this is going to be a little more active than maybe a typical dog.
That Chihuahua's loving on you pretty good.
This Chihuahua, for its size, packs a punch. But it's like, if it's not like wiggling, it's licking my thumb or giving me kisses or having fun here. Daily moderate exercise. Love. I've never read this on love. So exercise. Oh, it loves agility. I thought it was love agility. Like,
oh, I got you.
And I was like, what? All right, grooming, daily brushing. That is something to know if you are looking at dogs. Know that a short hair shedding dog is low maintenance, small, if it's a small dog, like this Chihuahua that I have in my arms. This is going to be a small dog, but it is a non-shedding, quote unquote. And so it's going to need to go to the groomer every 1 to 3 months. You're going to need to brush it somewhat daily, clean it up and all that kind of stuff. Little to no shedding, like I said, and easy on allergy sufferers. So that is something that we work on in our store. If you notice an allergy while you're playing, that's a good time to notice it so that you don't get stuck with a puppy that gives you allergies. And so we work with you on that. This is lower on the allergy rating. So that's a good thing for you. That is the Coton in a nutshell.
Am I supposed to speak now?
That was like a full pause. Yeah, let's get into the breeder trip. And that's why Sydney is joining us in the studios. Oh, can you go to, and the audience can go to our Facebook and just go to can you get to the Facebook on there? Oh, maybe on your phone.
I don't even know if I'm
a Facebook person.
No, I don't even know if I have your page on there.
Well, let's get it going and like that thing. So in the audience, this would be good to do it as well. Right now, as we're doing the show, it's towards the top.
I do not have you liked. I should probably do that.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome
for being very considerate.
Sorry about that. You open in 50 minutes, no, I'm sorry. You open at noon today.
Yes. So on our Facebook, what I did was, the header page on Facebook. I don't know what you call that, but the top thing that has a nice video of just kind of smattering of videos from our breeders. And then a little further down on the feeds, I posted pictures of the ladies when we were out at the breeders, and they are wonderful pictures. Jerry, I know, loves great photography, and not that I'm a great photographer. The pictures just came out wonderfully. So check out those pictures. While Sydney, that was your first time at our breeders, right?
Yes, it was.
So you've been out to training with Petland many times,
There's a picture of Sydney right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's on there. She's playing with doodles. There's one time when she's sitting and they're all around her.
I love doodles, so I had to take advantage of that.
Is that doodles?
No, that one from here.
Australian Shepherd.
Okay. And then, so it was a black dog with white tips. If you're looking to say who is the Sydney that's on the radio, that's a picture of her on there. But then, so you've been with training a lot of places with us. But this is your first time to get out and actually see the breeders. Tell us about your first impressions. What did you love about it and all that kind of stuff? And Jerry, you are a great question asker. I need you to ask questions.
Okay.
Okay. So it was my first time going out on these breeder trips. So it was actually really awesome to go out and see all these facilities that we're getting our puppies from. My first impressions walking in there is very, very clean on the actual inside of the buildings. Each dog has their own little area, which is really nice. They have freedom to go in and out as they please, and the outside is just as pretty where these buildings are located as the inside is. So that was always a plus. They're great. I guess dogs are very, very socialized. They're very friendly dogs, which is always something that you don't necessarily hear about these breeders that we're working with. And I guess the last couple of things that I'd like to say that I loved about them was how upkept the dogs were. They were very clean. Inside was very clean. And then, like I said, outside they had plenty of room to run and just kind of socialize with other dogs and people, too, that they're working with. So it was really awesome to get to go see all of that.
Yeah, how do you select your breeders?
First, there are two types of breeders that we can work with. One is a hobby breeder. So that is if you have, oh, I have a couple of dogs at home, you know, purebred, they're registered and all that kind of stuff, and you breed them from time to time, that would be what's called a hobby breeder. If you have more, then it gets into, hey, you need to be looked at, inspected by the USDA gets engaged with you then at that point.
Why would the USDA get engaged with?
It's the law, Jerry. It's a law. I don't know how long ago, but that was quite a long time ago that there was a law, just like animal care kind of, I think, I almost have the name of the act. It's like, you know, Companion Animal Care Act or something to that nature. And that wasn't quite the right phrase, but that law got passed many, many years ago, way before my time. And so the USDA got involved to assure that people are following the laws. And what that law goes through is care, being fed properly, being taken care of. There has to be a socialization program, all sorts of different things. It has to be clean. It has to be clean on a set frequency. There's all these things that they look at. So the breeder that I would work with needs to be USDA inspected. Now, when I go out, so let's say I got a call, we get calls every day of breeders saying, hey, I would love to work with you. And I go, okay, well, right now, you know, I have that breed or don't have that breed, or I'm interested or not interested. What I then do is, if I want to work with this breeder, is I got to go out and look at what they do. USDA enforces laws. What I look at is, one, how well are you doing on that?
If we get both of them going,
I got two squeakers.
Yep.
But what I also want to see, do you love your animals? And that is a question you don't ask somebody because, well, the answer is, well, yes, I love my animals. What I'm looking for is, do you show me that you love your animals? And so that's what I'm really looking for when I'm inspecting, looking at a breeder. So I'm looking through all that USDA stuff and the laws and making sure you're doing everything right. But then I'm just observing. Jerry, like when you had your dog, if I saw you playing with your dog and, you know, having fun and interacting, okay, you're demonstrating to me that you love your dog. But if you were standoff or kind of rough, you know, with the dog, then I'd go, I don't know if I really like what I'm seeing, kind of a thing. And then I just walk away.
Sure.
I vote with my pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
So the breeders that
as all consumers do.
Yes. So that is what I do. Another thing that when Wendy and I bought the store 12 years ago, we heard all the stories about bad breeders and all the different things, you know, all that bad stuff. And we said, we will not be part of that at all. So we went out to our breeders that we had at that. We made an evaluation. Do we like what we see and all that kind of thing? And then move forward. We only have probably a couple breeders from 12 years ago still with us today.
Mm-hmm.
We found better breeders. Some breeders didn't want to make a change. When I'm out with breeders, with my existing breeders, I've worked with them for years. If you ask them, hey, what does Ron do when he comes and sees you? They'll go, gosh, that guy is full of ideas and he never stops. So I'm always looking to improve wherever they're at and moving them forward. As soon as I personally see a breeder kind of stagnate, not care, not want to move forward, you know, maybe they're up in years and they're just kind of tired of the whole thing. I then recommend, I think it's time for you to retire then, or I'm not going to be working with you anymore. So that's how I get a breeder and then work with them continuously to say, hey, maintain those standards. And so I make inspections. USDA makes surprise inspections on them and making sure everybody's in check. And I do that on a weekly basis.
Cindy, when a customer comes into the store, how do you qualify that customer to try to figure out what their needs and wants are?
Well, first, it's just very simple. You just have to kind of start a conversation with them, get to know them, figure out what type of dog they're looking for and kind of what personality that, you know, best suits their family.
Or any pet.
Or exactly.
If
any
they come
pet
in and they just go,
too.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but help me figure it out.
Right. You just have to figure out, you know, where are they coming from? What exactly are they looking for? Do they want something that's going to, you know, just hang out and be super easy? Or do they want something they're going to be able to take places and stuff like that? So then from there, I mean, it's kind of just making sure they like the animal likes them back, and then just kind of educating them on how to take care of it and making sure that, you know, this animal is going to a good home and you feel comfortable sending this animal home with someone that is going to do well for it, and they feel comfortable because, you know, you help them find exactly what they want or need, and they feel comfortable leaving, knowing how to take care of the animal as well. So
what's it like working for Ron, who demands that you demand follow me through this? He demands a lot as far as you being educated on and doing the research, but not only about different breeds, but really how to care for these pets so that when your customers leave, they are fully capable and comfortable leaving the store with that pet.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Ron's very adamant on making sure that everyone at the store, you know, knows what they're talking about. I mean, that's our job, is to send people home with the thing that's going to fit them best. And unless we know about that animal and what that animal needs, then how are we supposed to communicate that with the customer? So, I mean, it's all very simple from there. You just have to, like I said, do your research and know what you're talking about. That way you're comfortable sending the animal home and the customer is comfortable taking one home. So.
And Ron, obviously you pride yourself on it, that you have great counselors at the store.
Oh, we have way above the employees that work for us are way above average.
I think you told me one time, and I think it was this last year, you don't want to hire somebody that's just a quote unquote checkout person.
Yeah.
That's a waste of,
resources.
And so you really do. Everybody in that store that has a brown shirt on cares about what they're doing in their job, and you pride yourself on that.
Yeah, there's there's 150 over last time I counted 150 videos that we've shot on training on this and that, all sorts of different things, and I'll quiz people in the store. What do you know about this? What do you know about that? And I'll go back to the video. Watch the video again, and they're like, no, not again. I go, well, until we start answering the questions right, you gotta retrain. And that's what I found. Oh, a thing that I want to say, I am not in that frame of mind where people are saying today's quote unquote people don't want to work and all that. I see the exact opposite out there with at least here in Iowa City. It's a great city, a great group of people, and we have no problem finding people that want to work, want to learn, and are tenacious at doing that within our store. When you walk in our store, you will not see people just hanging out. And if you do, I'll be
demanding.
Yeah, and that's part of Sydney's job as well, is keeping everybody engaged throughout the store. And so I think that's a pride of Iowa City here, and then the employees that we have at our store, way above average.
There it is. We could just have a few minutes left, but obviously with the heat that we just saw this past week, we are fully into the summer mode. Anything special with the store going on?
It's interesting. I was just going to make a comment getting back to our breeders and how they're actually handling this heat. They have come up with some innovative ways of doing it. Some of them utilize air conditioners, just like we have in our homes and stuff like that. But geothermal is becoming more and more popular. If you don't know what geothermal is what, 5 feet below in the ground, it's 55 degrees. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to believe that right now, but they'll run lines below the ground, run the air through that, cool the air down, and then that's what goes into where the puppies and the dogs and everybody are hanging out. And so that we were out on, it wasn't incredibly hot days, but it was sunny and warm.
Definitely.
But when you walked into the kennel, you're like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air in here. It's really nice and everything. So just a comment on the breeders there. As far as, we've got plenty of fun things for the summer in our store. We just got our life jackets in. So if you've been searching for those life jackets, if you're a boater or just a beachcomber, we've got life jackets of all different sizes right now. So you can come in and do that. I love our life jackets because when your dog is in the water, and let's say you're a boater and you're trying to get the dog back out, they got a nice handle on the back. You just reach down and it's a really durable handle. You just pick that dog up because it actually is comfortable to the dog, and put them back in the boat or off the beach or wherever you're doing it. We also have summer toys. Right when you walk in our store, you're going to see our line of summer toys. A way above average popular. We have been selling out and restocking those quite rapidly. So just check out those toys. A lot of tug toys and throw toys, a little different than you're used to. So it's just a nice change for that dog and you to work with. And then we have we just freshened up all of our water bowls. We have talked about on the show a lot about how does a dog remove heat through moisture and specifically through the mouth. So when they exhale, that's moist, hot air coming out. But you got to put moisture back in them, and that's through water. So make sure your dog is hydrated. We have huge bowls for those giant breeds out there now. I'm telling you, you haven't seen bowls this big. So come on in, check our big bowl area. But we have a lot of medium to extra small, all different colors, shapes, sizes, designs, and all that. So check out that. As well as, I don't know, Jerry, if you did this, but our dogs get a new collar every spring.
I never did that.
So that's a Wendy thing. So Wendy wanted a new collar for our dogs at home. So she brought in another line into the store. That's the power of being an owner of a pet store. And she brought a new line of collars in. And so check out her new line that she brought in. Plus we've got the wall filled with all the other styles that we have. They're really beautiful collars. We have more collars in our store than I believe all of Iowa City combined. so it's a lot of collars to choose from. So check out the collars, the toys, the bowls. And obviously we're into the kittens and the hamsters and the rabbits and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my.
I love that. That was really good.
Positively Petland show Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock right here on Iowa City's News and Sports Station 800 KXIC. Open at noon today. petlandiowacity.com. Thanks for stopping in, Ron. Nice to meet you, Sydney.
Thanks. Check us out on Facebook.